Shout out Diamond Cut Media. I appreciate you all being here with me today at my 2 Hearts release event. It's love always. Thank you guys.
What's up, everybody? It's Tee Becoate from Tee KUT Media. We're here with Raina Simone. How you doing today?
I'm good. Thank you for having me.
Okay, we're here for 2 Hearts, right?
Yes.
For the EP listening event. You know, how you feel about your project overall?
I feel good. I think that it's definitely different than what a lot of people were expecting, but I think it was necessary. I feel like it was something that had to be done, for the culture. So I was happy to be able to do it.
Okay, nice. And what has been the overall reaction that you've gotten so far from your project?
I think definitely surprised, but I do like that. I think people understand where I was trying to go with it in terms of, making drill music, but not drill content, but the drill sound. And still talking about our narratives and our experiences, just in a way in which, it's not necessarily negatively impacting us the same way. So definitely want to make a statement with the project. It's definitely a concept project, and I'm glad that people seem to understand what I was going for. So.
Yeah, so let's talk about that a little bit, deeper, because listening to your other tapes, you never really got into the drill sound. But this tape, you did it. Was your goal I could reach more people with the message I'm pushing if I take on the drill sound?
Not necessarily. It was just something I wanted to do for myself. This is actually my first tape, so there haven't been any other tapes, so people didn't really know what to expect.
I should say other singles or freestyles.
But I like that, and I had dabbled in the drill sound before. I have a song called "The System" that came out last year, I think in September, which leans towards like a neo soul drill type sound. But I think that the drill market is really, really big, and I just want to make sure that we are the ones who are going to be able to take advantage of that. You already see artists getting taken off of Rolling Loud for being involved in certain things, and I think that's going to continue to happen. And at the end of the day, I think what's going to happen is drill is going to commercialize in such a way where we're left out of the equation, such that we're no longer the ones being able to profit from it, or even being able to make great content over drill beats, because it's going to be commercialized and the content's going to change, and our experience is going to be removed from that. So I wanted to get ahead of that wave and make sure that if anything, we're going to be able to still benefit from the music that we create.
And I'm glad you said that, because we got artists such as Lil Mabu, I guess is how you say his name, all these other kids that are drill rappers now, but you can,
if you want to call them that,
you can obviously see these people who never grew up in this environment. So the commercialization has already started.
Right.
So for you,
and that's where it's headed towards, and unfortunately, those are the kids with more resources who are going to be able to take off faster. And so you're going to have a bunch of white kids talking over drill beats, and we're going to be eliminated from that equation. That's going to be the records that are commercial, because those are safe records. Those are records where you're not going to be taken off a lineup at Rolling Loud, because people know you're not really about it. What you're perpetrating that you are, nonetheless, you get to benefit from the culture, and you're not really in it. But again, I wanted to make sure that we were in front of our narratives, that we were the ones dictating our narratives, and that we're still benefiting off of the culture that we created. But in order to do that, you have to know that the genre is going to expand, and so you have to be ahead of that expansion. So that's what I was trying to do essentially with this project.
Okay, nice. And I want to ask you, what's your favorite song of that project?
You know what? I really like Make a Way. Make a Way featuring Set the Trend. Just because I feel like that song speaks to community and speaks to, what's going on ground, but in a way that's still relatable, that people can that's still tangible, that's still malleable to the palate. So.
And I'm glad you said that, because that's my favorite song on the tape too.
Yeah?
And I was surprised to see you with Set the Trend on your tape. How that feature came about, how you get in there with Seti?
For sure, I'm a fan of Set the Trend. I like his music a lot. I like that he has a soulfulness to his music, which I've always appreciated. I think they saw something that was posted on the New York Drill page, and so his team reached out to do, some collaborative work, and I was definitely all for it, So that's how that came about, and we got in the studio, the chemistry was really great, and I think we made a really cool record, so I'm looking forward to doing some more with him too.
Right, and when you reached out to him, right, was he open to it at first?
So I actually didn't reach out to him.
Oh, wow.
His team reached out to me.
Nice.
So that's how that record happened. But, so yeah, I guess you would say they were open to it.
Okay, nice. Now, all right, let's talk about that a little bit more. Now, you got Set the Trend, an artist, you for me. He says what he says on the songs. Sometimes it's a little, for me, crazy. Then you have yourself that, focuses on, a lot of what's going on in our community and a lot of political issues. So, was it hard for you and him to get on the track together and kind of, mesh? Was the synergy hard, or was it?
Not at all. I think that Set the Trend and I both in our music speak about what's going on in the community. We just speak about it in different linguistics and different verbiage. he's speaking about what's going on too. At the end of the day, if you're talking about the killings of young black people, that's a political statement. You know, whether or not you're framing it as a political statement, that in itself is a political statement. And so the fact that we're both just speaking on things that are going on in our community, I think that, you know, we have a lot of similarities in that regard. And also, I'm not someone who ever believes in policing anyone's freedom of speech or freedom of creativity and expression. So by all means, however he would have wanted to express himself on that record, I would have been happy with it. I think that's important. Again, that's our raw art.
Right. And I want to get back to a point you made earlier about artists being taken off of Rolling Loud. So I went to Rolling Loud the last day on Sunday. They were still playing drill songs, and you know the crowd went crazy. So I'm like, damn, I might as well have the artist here. Like, if they want to play the music.
And what does that mean? That means you're directly removing someone's ability to benefit from it while still using their content. So what does that look like?
And I was gonna ask you, what do you think about that? Them removing artists from Rolling Loud.
You know what? I have to say, from a business perspective, I think it makes sense to me. I think that, you know, and I'm a fan of all of these artists, but there are certain things that you have to take into account when you're going to have large groups of people in places. So I understand why they were removed, but at the end of the day, if you're going to remove an artist from being able to make money from his music, you can't then turn around and play his music at the venue, you know, unless you're going to pay them for playing that music at the venue, because then you're not allowing them to benefit, but you're still benefiting from their art and their content.
Now I gotta ask you this question: do you feel like you're underrated?
Not necessarily. I feel like I'm rated whatever people want to rate me. That's none of my concern, really. You know, I rate myself, so.
Now I ask this question, I ask this. Now, as a woman artist, do you feel like, you know, obviously it's not a feel like, it's harder obviously for women artists to get on than male artists. I feel like a lot of male artists suck, and then, you know, they just say the same shit on every song, but, you know, we only hold woman artists to the standard of like, oh, she says the same thing and talks about the same thing. But a lot of these male artists say the same thing every song too.
Absolutely.
So do you like, you know, do you feel that as well? Like, yo, I'm better than this male artist, but he's getting the attention.
Not necessarily. I feel like you're supposed to walk into every room and every situation knowing that you're not the worst, but not thinking that you're the best either. Because if you're the best in every situation, you're never going to learn anything. And if you're the worst in every situation, you just don't need to be there, period. So.
Right. And I love this optimistic mindset that you have, but, you know, it's going to be some woman artists, upcoming women artists is going to watch this interview, and they might want to know what some of the cons that, you know, women artists face, or at least in the hip-hop world. Mm-hmm. So what are some of the, you know, pros and cons that Raina Simone faces as a woman artist trying to get on?
I mean, we know that sexism is alive and real. And I feel like that applies to every industry, including the music industry. So, unfortunately, that's just what it is. I think it's, but you know, to be fair with you too, I think you have to stay away from certain content to a certain degree if you don't want to be placed in a certain box.
Right.
And so I think as a female artist, that's also something that you have to understand. There's a lot that we can talk about, but of course, if you talk about the same topics over and over and over again, people are going to start to believe that that's all you can talk about. So it's just a matter of versatility, and, you know, showing your versatility as a woman. As a woman, you are so powerful in so many different ways, and so it's just about tapping into that more.
All right, nice. And being a, you know, a conscious rapper, someone that talks about what's going on in the community, do you ever like receive like negative feedback maybe from people from the community that your music is not like appealing to them, or if they're looking for like drill or trap music?
Honestly, no. To be honest with you, I think I found my niche, and I just stay in my niche. I think that's important. But I'm also a very versatile person, so that's why it was so important to me with this project to step out of what people thought they were expecting from me.
Right.
You know, I think consciousness is just a state of being. You should be a conscious person. That just means that you're awake and alive in the world. So that's pretty much the extent of that. I think that there is a way to make music that is knowledgeable and not boring. But you just got to be real about it, you know?
I gotta ask you this. I went to HBCU. You went to HBCU.
Did you? Where'd you go?
Went to South Carolina State
Oh,
University.
you did? I didn't even know that. Okay.
And we both from Harlem, whatever. So I interviewed Shy K not too long ago.
Yeah,
And
okay.
he went on the HBCU tour. And I asked him about going to school and all that. He said, you know, it's an option for him. So I want you to talk to, you know, the people and let them know, like, you went to HBCU.
I did.
You're still talking your shit on songs. So, like, you know, how did that help you, or, like, you know, get you into
sure.
it?
You know what? I always knew that I wanted to be a musician. But I always felt like you gotta have something to fall back on. And so for me, my education was always something that I could fall back on. I feel like education is something that people cannot remove from you. That's something people can't take from you. You know, trap my body can't trap my mind. There's only so much you can do with somebody who's a very intelligent person. You can use that to your advantage at all times. And so with that being said, you know, part of growing is growing your knowledge, and that's very, very important in terms of becoming a full, holistic individual. Education is important, especially for young black children. We definitely need to take that very, very seriously, because to many degrees, that's our only way out, you know? And as much as we think of rap and some of these other careers as a way out, education is too. We just have to have the same exact mindset with that. So, you know, it's definitely important to be educated, to stay in school, to possess all of the things that you do that people cannot remove from you. People can take physical things from you. They cannot take your intellect.
Nice, nice. And this is the last question here. I always want to ask you this. When I listen to your music, I get a lot of like Lauryn Hill vibes and all that.
Yeah.
I want to know who are your personal favorite influences.
Okay, for sure. I love Black Star, Tee Becoate, Mos Def. Love Jay-Z. Love Nas. Lauryn Hill definitely inspired me. I usually do 5 just off the bat like that. And Tupac. Love Pac.
Alright, cool.
And J. Cole.
What? Of course, J. Cole. And the last one. Who's an unexpected artist that no one would think of that inspired you?
Probably Mariah Carey or Janet Jackson.
What about them?
I love Janet Jackson. I love Mariah Carey. I love the Meet Joe album is a classic. I love anything Mariah Carey. I love the way they approach music with their own sound and their own, you know, their own melodies and their own harmonies that sound different. When you hear a Mariah Carey song or a Janet Jackson song, you know who it is that's singing it. Right. You don't have to think about it. So, for sure.
Okay, nice. And I want to thank you for taking your time out today to sit with Diamond Cut Media.
Well, thank you. I appreciate you.
Much success to your career. New tape is crazy. That song was set to trend is fire. That's my favorite song off the tape. She said that's her favorite song off the tape, so you know what it is, man. So, yo, we signing out. Tee Becoate, Diamond Cut Media.